viewers, welcome to ERi-TV English News broadcast live from the headquarters in the capital, Asmara. With the latest news and developments for today, Wednesday, 29 October, is me, Bersa Betagle. But first are the top stories. President Eritrea-South Africa meets South African Deputy Minister. Seminars on developmental and welfare programs for women in Tasmania and Haikota. Jamaica declares a disaster as monstrous Melissa ravages island. And at least 64 killed in huge police operation in Rio de Janeiro favelas. With your domestic reports, President Eritrea-South Africa met this morning at Adahalo with Ms. Anna Tandi Moraka, South Africa's Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, for extensive discussions on political, diplomatic and developmental matters, as well as the consolidation of the warm ties of friendship and cooperation between the two countries. The discussion agenda also included coordination between the two countries to enhance Africa's role in addressing international issues of importance. President Eritrea-South Africa elaborated on Eritrea's policies and strategies concerning its developmental and economic growth plans and objectives. In a brief statement to the Eritrean news agency, Deputy Minister Anna Moraka underlined South Africa's readiness to work closely with Eritrea and other countries on the continent that prioritize Africa and African issues. Deputy Minister Moraka further added that her delegation will hold several meetings with relevant government officials to develop concrete cooperation programs in the sectors of agriculture, mining, tourism and culture and arts during their three-day visit to the country. The meeting was attended by Mr. Usman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Mr. Percy Kumsha, South Africa's ambassador to Eritrea. Going to the Gashbarka region now, Mr. Tesfa Mikael, President of the National Union of Eritrean Women, conducted seminars on 27 and 28 October for women in the subzones of Tesane and Haikota, focusing on developmental and welfare programs. Commending the active participation of Eritrean women inside the country and abroad, Mr. called for strengthened organization for the effective implementation of the programs, emphasizing that development programs cannot be realized without the participation of women, and recalling the decisive role of Eritrean women during the armed struggle for independence and in safeguarding national sovereignty. Mr. urged women to play their due role in the national development efforts. Noting the successful efforts carried out across large parts of the country in collaboration with the union and its partners to eradicate female genital mutilation, underage marriage and female students' school dropouts, Mr. called for enhanced participation of parents, administrations and other stakeholders in Gashbarka region in the efforts. Ms. Hedega Johannes, head of the union branch in the Gashbarka region, stated that the union will continue to exert strong efforts to pass on the noble societal values, national history and identity to the young generation. Commending the role of women in development programs, Mr. Siyum Gabreyesus, administrator of Tesane subzone, expressed the administration's readiness to stand alongside the union branch in all its endeavors. In an unrelated news, a popular campaign to renovate the dirt road connecting Elaverit with Hadsh Addi administrative area has been carried out. Commending the strong participation and initiative demonstrated by the residents, Mr. Hailai Gebremedhin, administrator of the administrative area, said that the road is vital for residents to transport their products to the markets in Asmara and Karen on time. The residents, noting that they have long faced transportation challenges due to the rough road, expressed hope that the renovation will alleviate their problems once completed. Hadsh Addi administrative area is located 9 kilometers south of Elaverit. In related news, residents of Adamangoti administrative area have conducted a similar dirt road renovation campaign to repair the road connecting their area with Mendefera, which was damaged due to flooding. Stay tuned, dear viewers, for your international reports and more to come after the short break. Welcome back. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declared Jamaica a disaster area after Hurricane Melissa battered across the Caribbean island as one of the most powerful storms on record, leaving behind a trail of devastation. The hurricane, which made landfall as a Category 5 storm yesterday, ripped off the roofs of homes, inundated the nation's breadbasket, and cut down power lines and trees, leaving most of its 2.8 million people without electricity. Melissa took hours to cross over Jamaica, a passage over land that diminished its winds, dropping it down to a Category 3 storm, before it ramped back up as it continued today towards Cuba. Holness said he does not have any confirmed reports of deaths at the moment, but with a Category 5 hurricane, they're expecting some loss of life. The Prime Minister said his government was mobilizing quickly to start relief and recovery efforts this morning. And today's final report, according to officials, at least 64 people were killed and 81 were arrested yesterday, Tuesday, 29 October, in a large security operation against the Comando Vermelho criminal group in the Complexo do Alemão and Pena favelas in Rio de Janeiro. The Rio de Janeiro state government called the action the deadliest operation in Rio's history. More than 2,500 civil and military police officers took part in the operation, targeting 26 communities across the two complexes. Officials said that the fatalities included 56 alleged Comando Vermelho members and several police officers. Authorities seized 31 rifles as well as other weapons, ammunition and explosives. Authorities reported that gang members used drones to drop explosives on security forces and civilians in the Pena complex. The operation deployed helicopters, drones, armored vehicles, demolition units and ambulances. Local prosecutors said Comando Vermelho uses favelas adjacent to expressways as strategic bases for drug and arms trafficking. The public prosecutor's office filed charges against 67 people for drug trafficking association and 3 for torture. Police said the operation was ongoing and that more wounded had been reported. Dear viewers, that was it for today, but before we conclude, a quick reminder of the top stories. President Eritrea-South meets South African Deputy Minister. Seminars on developmental and welfare programs for women in Tanzania and Haikota. Jamaica declares a disaster as monstrous Melissa ravages island. And at least 64 killed in huge police operation in Rio de Janeiro favelas. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow same time with more news and developments. But until then, have a good one.